starts.
Hello everyone, I declare the first game of the night. Your game master Miss Mamba, your birdie Miss Carrot. Let's go. Night falls upon the city. Everybody please adopt the right posture. You need to put your head down and put your arms on your shoulders. Please put your arms or put your hands on your shoulders. Yes, you can do it. Good, thank you. Okay, Miss Reggie. Mr. Coach. I just missed 1 week, sorry. Mr. Red. Mr. Ross. And Mr. President, take a look what city left for you. As night getting darker, music getting louder. Mafia, don't please wake up. Mafia members, please wake up. You have 1 minute for your plan. Morning arrives in a city. Everybody please wake up. I wish the victory to the strongest team, and we start our discussion with player number 1. Miss Reggie, your minute.
Good morning, everyone. So, my story, as promised, I don't trust that immediately. So I went to Sydney over for 5 days because I was chasing my lifelong dream of going to a Hosea concert. I've been listening to him for 10 years. And I discovered him in high school before everyone decided to jump on the bandwagon. It was like my first ever whole album buy on iTunes. But so the concert was at the Roche Estate at the Hunter Valley. It's like a winery. It was like a big festival thing. There was 4 people before him. And then Joy Oakland was amazing. I don't know if you went and saw her, but she was fantastic. She did a really awesome cover of Blackburn. But I was there from about 2 in the afternoon until 11:30 at night, only because the concert finished at 9:30 and getting out of the car park
10
was
seconds.
the absolute nightmare of my life. I got super sunburned on my arms because waiting in the merch line for an hour and a half. It was crazy, but it was the best time of my life.
And your time is up. Thank you, Miss Reggie. Mr. Coach, a minute.
Thank you. Sorry I forgot for this. Yeah, I'll pass.
What? Thank you, Mr. Coach. Miss Glue. Miss Glue, your minute, sorry.
Alright, well, I've got a lot to go off, as we can see. Thank you very much. I really did like your story. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was so much energy. Holy. Anyway, I don't know if you were a little bit, kind of nervous compared to usual, but you seemed quite strong in what you were saying. I don't know, it was maybe just the pitch, the speed. I'm
10 years away, we'll do that, doll.
Okay.
Warning, Miss Glue.
Honestly, I don't have too much to talk about. I had a really, really good day. I woke up too early, I had a nap, and I probably need another one. And I am with the city, playing with the city, hoping we win, and I will see who I am playing with. Currently, I have no bases to go off, and thus, I shall also pass.
Thank you, Miss Glue. Apologize for my poor language. Miss Phoenix, your minute.
Thank you. So, what I can say, it's really nice to have some new faces, some people coming back. You guys didn't really add much to the game. Sorry, I cannot play with you right now. Any of you? Any of you too, because you guys, both of you passed. I will say that you look genuine, but at the same time, it's a 50-50. Because obviously you got a backup story that you can use so easily, so you didn't really need the time during the night to make up the story, but I'm glad you enjoyed the concert. It's super cool. What else I can say? I'm not gonna play with you. Now just remember what happened last time. Let's have fun.
10 seconds.
Let's the team win. Work as a team, please. Let's play together towards the city, please, this time. Be useful.
And your time is up. Thank you,
Terrible.
Miss Phoenix. Warning, Mr. President. And Miss French, a minute.
Rise and shine, everyone. What a pleasure to see some old faces here. Mr. Kaipi, I already forgot, Ross, and Mr. Coach, pleasure to see you again. I am a Red Citizen and I wish the city to win. So now, play number one. Well, it was very you were so excited, but also I'm sure that this entire day you were like, if I get number one, I'll tell that story. So I can't really say you thought about that during the night, and you did not really give us your colors. So you were very excited and genuine. So keep you in the gray area, and let's see in the second turn. Mr. Coach, you gave us nothing, zero. So for now on, you're definitely darker for me, and I'm not gonna play with you.
10 seconds.
Miss Clue, you did not give much either. I don't think you said your color or anything. So for now on, you're pretty gray.
And your
for
time is up.
electroanalysis,
Thank you, Miss
so-
Frenchie. Don't continue. Thank you. Mr. Red, a minute.
Alright, so I can kind of formulate in my head a ranking of red to darkest. You were the happiest and most general, so you're at the top of the ranking. After that, probably number 4, number 3, number 2, and then number 1. Why? I don't know, it was a good speech, but it's just, you're pretty grey, so I don't know. In that grey zone. Number 2 gave us nothing. Could have still analysed a little bit there. Number 3, pretty normal speech, so I don't know. Number 4, a little bit of analysis there. Number 5, you had more, but you generally seemed happier. It seemed genuine, had that warmth to it.
10 seconds.
So, yeah, pass.
Thank you, Mr. Red. Mr. Ross, a minute.
Good morning, everyone. I don't think I need to tell anyone, but I'm a red player. I would like to play with Miss Reggie and Miss Frenchie, because Miss Reggie was okay, I don't want to get too carried away because I have made predictions in the past and they've been very wrong in my case. But you did seem very genuine and, you know, like just relax. I mean, I've played with you before and that's like a very red behaviour from you. Mr. Coach and Miss Clue, I've not played with either of you before, so I can't make any comment that wouldn't be fair. Miss Phoenix, I'm sort of darker area, like, I don't know, it just wasn't 100% there for me. And then of course Miss Frenchie, like just the analysis was like so in depth. I think like you have to be pretty red to come up with that sort of thing, especially just analysing like, yeah sure, Miss Reggie didn't mention colour, or maybe I think so she didn't, but her story was just so relaxed, it
10
seemed very
seconds.
red. So yeah, anyhow, good luck City, let's win this, pass.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Mr. Hamlock, a minute.
Well, I'll play with this one because she's a hipster. Honestly, darkest for me right now is Mr. Rat. I don't know if you just had a really good day, but you're very happy and energetic, which you've done in the past when you have been
Warning, Mr. Rat.
when you have been Mafia. So I'm just flagging that. 2, it's very odd you skipped, but I also feel like it's a bit odd to do for Mafia because it would just point so many guns at you immediately. So I can't agree with you, but I don't necessarily think it's dark. They didn't have too much to go off of yours. 5, you're seeming reddish like normal. I think it's been a while since I've played with you. This week was very rambly, as if you didn't have much, like you weren't thinking, I guess, on people's speeches.
8
if you're not
seconds.
paying attention, I don't typically think, it's only because you're Mafia, you already know, you don't need to think about it too much.
And your time is up. Thank you, Mr. Hamlock. Mr. Fox, a minute.
I'm going to play with number 1, I think. I don't think I saw anything dark. I think your excitement probably would have blurred your vision as a Mafia if you were having to think about that during the night. 2, I want to say that I think I'm a bit dark on you at the moment. I think if you came in fresh after a couple of weeks and not playing, skipping to not overwhelm the strategy you having to remember might be a play. I don't know, but there's no harm to not playing with you this round. 3, last week was a fucking
Warning, Mr. Fox.
whoops. Enlightening. I don't think I can trust you at all in any game, so I think I'll trust 5 to give me opinions about you from here on out. And 5's very red for me. 4, very dark. It's just your attitude.
Oh, and your, sorry, 10 seconds.
And 6, 7 definitely dark. 8 unclear. 6 I agree you're very energetic but neutral.
And your time is up. Thank you, Mr. Fox. Mr. President, a minute.
Happy birthday, Mr. Fox.
Oh.
I'm the only one who remembered to remove that last warning. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, and 9 are definitely red, and 2 and 4 are definitely super dark. And then 1 of 8 is a bit sus. Like your speech was a bit sus, and the way you reacted just now. But I have an idea. If we prevented gestures right now, then if the Mafia chose an abracadabra plan, they wouldn't be able to do that plan anymore. So just ban all the gestures and don't refer to players by numbers. So if they have like a speech, so you have to like refer to players by name. And then, yeah, anyone who doesn't follow those rules is a Mafia.
10
What?
seconds.
So, yes, anyway, 4 and 2 are super sus.
And your time is up. Thank you, Mr. President. Since nobody was voting, we're going to sleep. Night falls upon the stadium. Please adopt the right posture. Don't touch the table with your elbows.
Come on, turn the radio on, it's Friday night.
Undercover of the night, the vicious Mafia raises their pistols and walks past the players. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. Mafia don't wakes up and looks for sheriff. Sheriff wakes up and looks for Mafia. same position. Unfortunately, we have bad news. We have Mafia in the city. Player number 1, take off your blindfold. Best guess. 20 seconds.
2, 4, 6.
2, 4, 6, put your blindfold on. Morning arrives in the city. Everybody please wake up. Player number 1, you have 1 minute.
So your theories went down the poop ship. So just remember who was very sus on me, because for me right now the reddest players on the table are 8, 5, definitely 8 and 5, 9 even. Those are the people I would play with. For me, why I said 2, 4 and 6 is because no speech, no colour, nothing. 4, because I agree that your attitudes change a little, whether it's like just the start of the day or whatever. And then 6, because you put me last as like the most dark, even though he gave nothing at all. So that to me is just really weird. Number 3, I would be very, very cautious of as well. So if Sheriff would like to check number 3, I would be, because I heard noises on this side of me. So either 2 or 3, I think that's the thing. So I would.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I would definitely go with Miss Frenchie, Mr. Henlock, and Mr. Fox at the moment. Goodbye.
Let's say goodbye to Mr. for being on our table and start our discussion with player number 2, Mr. Coach, your minute.
I'll say post-mortem, I want to say sorry. I feel like what I said to you was maybe a little bit ruder than I intended it to come out. That was pretty rude. Keep that in mind for a second. Yeah, I was a bit overwhelmed with, she said so much stuff and I was like looking for clues and I got nothing. And I was like, oh crap, it's lunch, I don't know what to say. So, that was my bad. But one thing I'm sort of a bit interested in was number 4. I feel like every time I've done anything that's even slightly rude, she's been pretty aggressive. She said nothing about it. I feel like it was a very, potentially, made me look pretty bad. And then she was very just positive about everything. So I'm a bit sus, but it's just a different attitude to what I've seen with that play. However, every single time I've accused number 4 of anything ever I've been wrong. So I don't know. 5 and 1 were playing together. They seem to have pretty good intuitions about each other, and every time they're playing together,
10 seconds.
they're always on the same team. So I think I might listen to what everyone else says. I don't have any opinions on who's dark yet. There's a couple of new players that I've obviously also
And
experienced.
your time is up. Thank you, Mr. Coach. Miss Clue, your minute.
Okay, thank you for giving me a bit more to go off on that. So currently my thoughts are 6. I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon of that, but yeah, definitely when I play with you in Mafia, you have the same sort of like, whew, like strat, but congrats on doing an exam, etc. That's amazing. Still very dark on you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 8, I feel like your analysis was the same as always. Who, what, you want me to vote for someone? Yeah, no, fine. 6, because I'm sus on it anyway.
You need
so
to tell.
nominated, voting for 6.
You nominate.
Yes, nominate 6. Sorry.
Accepted.
Words are not working. Mr. President, thank you for giving a little bit more in your speech. I'm a bit more red on you than dark currently, but your playstyle kind of scares me, so I'm not sure. 7, I can't really touch on, but you have actually a very, very good first
10 seconds.
speech from me, like from my perspective, so thanks for that. 4, I feel like everyone's jumping on you. I didn't say anything. I'm going to wait and see to judge.
And your time is up. Thank you, Miss Clue. Miss Phoenix, your minute.
Even though I don't trust you, now I remember you break my heart too. So moving on, I have to say that yeah, it's confusing. Okay, you guys complain so that I didn't change, but okay, I'm gonna change and I'm gonna do what Mr. Dramatic did before. I'm gonna be so aggressive. So far I can say that number 3, I was thinking that you were a little bit more red than actually dark, but you were like bumbling on your speech, so super weird. Like when they were like, okay, nominate, and you were like, well, they're confused, so that's a little bit off. But I'm gonna nominate player number 2, just because what player number 1, right, you said about hearing a noise. So the closest one to her was player number 2. So it's off that your speech didn't really go well.
10
You
seconds.
couldn't actually talk about something else. So let's see what happened. But just remember, we have to nominate more people to see which teams are we are into right now.
And your time is up. Thank you, Miss Phoenix. Miss French, your minute.
Yeah, just I wanted to mention that player number 1 was telling me that number 3 was the one making the noise in the first turn. Like, that's what she's saying to me. So, yeah, 2 is closer to her, but I don't know how trustful it can be. Like I heard 3 and not 2. Like that's a little bit weird. So for now on, I'm gonna, I don't know, ignore that. Player number 2, you heard nothing. Yeah, well, of course, you're not gonna tell me you heard something, but I mean, especially if you're Mafia. But so player number 2, I did not think a lot about your speech, but that did not seem that dark to me. So for now on, I'm not gonna vote against you. I'm gonna nominate player number 3, and the only reason for that
Accepted.
is because I feel like your speech, I don't know why,
8
but
seconds.
it's the same as like previous week. Like it's always the same. Like
And your time is up. Thank you, Miss Frenchy. Mr. Red, you minute.
Alright, so from the previous round, Mr. President's speech there talking about not having like gestures and all that, like it seems like a ploy for Mafia, so I'm gonna nominate number 10.
Accepted.
But I'll wait to see what you say. On that, the speeches I've heard so far, I feel like number 5's the most read. I think number 3 is just a little bit tired. Right? Probably a bit more reddish. Number 2, you could have analysed last round a bit more, but he did give us something, but it's still a bit darker. Number 4, grey zone, probably a bit more red. I think Mr. Hemlock's probably more red.
10 seconds.
I'm not sure about number 9. Number 7 is a good player, so pass.
Thank you, Mr. Fred. Mr. Ross, your minute.
I'd like to start by supporting the nomination for player number 6. I just think that, you know, obviously being teamed with Miss Reggie, I'm going to go off what she says, like her gut feeling, that was 2-4-6. Out of that, I'd say Mr. Coach is like feeling a lot more red. The speech was very natural, very calm, relaxed. Again, I haven't played with you before, so I don't want to throw too much weight behind it, but you know, it seemed pretty good. Player number 4, Miss Phoenix. I don't know, like you seemed a little bit rambly, like I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't very natural. It was a little bit here, there, everywhere. So, you know, I would probably put you a bit darker than Mr. Coach, it'd be a bit redder. Miss Frenchie, you're still same as first round, very like genuine. You have good points. You actually
10 seconds.
Oh, and then while I'm supporting the nomination for Mr. Rat, like why that gesture thing was like a joke. It wasn't anything serious. Like why throw weight behind that? It's like
And your time is up. Thank you, Mr. Ross. Mr. Hamlet, a minute.
Have you played with him before?
Just once.
To be honest, I haven't had a lot of good analysis. Sorry, everyone. Your second speech was a lot redder than the first one, just because you sort of wanted to talk a little bit about everyone again. That's what you do a lot more normally. Same who's the darkest. I was obviously very dark on you because you spent so much time analyzing number 2, but there was just nothing to analyze. Like you just passed, and you went to like triple yourself and quadruple on your logic. And then you sort of rushed and you went all the way around. And initially I thought this is very weird because you've
7
not
seconds.
even you've never even played with him before. You have played once. I'm still just going to nominate play number 9 for those reasons because I don't find
Accepted.
anyone else
And your
darker.
time is up. Thank you. Mr. Fox, a minute.
I think I'll support the nomination of number 3. Definitely something going on there. You just, if you are red, you've got too much of a smirk on your face every time I look at you. 2, who do you think you're voting for? Okay. I don't see anything in what Tan's speech did as necessarily dark. Not that, to take away from the fact there's always a dark cloud over you generally, but I didn't see it out of the norm or throwing anything to the table that meant anything different. I did hear a noise to my right early game, and I was uneasy on 8, so the fact that you blasted me makes me even more uneasy on you now. But I still think 3's my strongest go-to at the moment. Who
10
am I playing
seconds.
with? Or me and Ada together? I don't think so. Against each other. I don't know. If he's playing for the city, then I'll be playing
And your
for
time is
some
up.
capacity.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. Mr. President, a minute.
Number 3, I always feel so bad for you because it feels like there's always a noise coming from you and then you end up getting nominated.
It's been read like 4 times in a row as well.
Warning, Mr. Fox. Second.
I think for me the most sus is number 4, and I feel like so I nominate player number 4.
Accepted.
And I feel like we can all agree that 4 is a little bit sus. Like I know like all of you have nominated other players like 6 and 3, but yeah, I guess like we're all like finding those players are more dark than 4, but all of us are agreeing that 4 is dark to some point. So that's why I'm gonna vote for player number 4. Just because your speech and your demeanor, like your attitude is very different. It's very similar to the way you
10
are
seconds.
from when you play Mafia. I have like a machine learning model in my head, and like I can predict with like 90% accuracy your Mafia right now.
And your time is up. Thank you, Mr. President. It's time to cast your votes. There are lots of players for no gesturing is allowed from now on. Elbows and arms from the table. There is lots of players for elimination. Number 6, number 2, number 3, number 10, number 9, number 4. I'll repeat. 6, 2, 3, 10, 9, 4. Who would like to vote for elimination of player number 6? Thank you for votes. Who would like to vote for elimination of player number 2? Thank you, 1 vote. Who would like to vote for elimination of player number 3? Thank you, 0 votes. Who would like to vote for elimination of player number 10? Thank you, 0 votes. Who would like to vote for elimination of player number 9? Thank you, 2 votes. Who would like to vote for elimination of player number 4? Thank you, 2 votes. Number 6. Unfortunately, the majority was voted against you. Your last minute.
So number 8 is red. If you should know what that means by now. Out of everyone here, I can no longer check people, obviously. So you voted out your sheriff. Who do I think? I think number 5 is definitely red. I would be a bit sus of 3, 10, and 2. I think number 7 is red. Number 8. So the 7, 8, 8's definitely red. 7, 5, probably the most red spots.
Thank you. Let's say goodbye to Mr. Red, who's leaving our table. Night falls upon the city.
I paint my nails, put my high heels on, it's Saturday and I won't be.
Please, everybody adopt the right position.
Hit the dance floor, I got everything I need. Morning got gas, morning got
Under the
gas.
cover of the night,
Oh, baby.
the vicious Mafia raises their pistols and walk past their players. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10.
As long as I can feel your love, baby.
Mafia, don't wake up.
I don't need no money. As long as I keep dancing.
Sheriff wakes up. Morning arrives in the city. Unfortunately, we have very bad news. Player number 3, you was killed. Your last minute.
Alright, so I do actually agree with everyone that I was actually sus as heck. I'm cold and I'm tired and I don't know what my playstyle is doing, but I was red. So there you go, throwing everyone for a loop. I'm probably going to be acting really weird this round. If 6 was sheriff, I would go with what 6 was saying, but I really actually don't think he was. I heard a little bit of a snigger over there, potentially nothing to do with it, could be nothing, but just like, what? Okay, honestly, I don't really know, but I would personally get a good feeling about 7, but I don't know why. Anyway, bye, I'm dead.
Let's say goodbye to player number 3, who is leaving our table. And we start our discussion with player number 4, Miss Phoenix, your minute.
So I got a question. Is there another sheriff? It is? Are you? Because yeah, you did this sign that I was asking who. That's what I asked again, who. Okay, there is no sheriff, so we believe 6 is good. Okay. I'm between those two. But okay, I'm gonna nominate 9. Okay, yeah, but this is
Accepted.
what they say. But just because it was odd how you were the first one saying this. That's the only thing that is really weird. But you didn't say that. I was the one like, are you? And you were like, no, that's the only thing. But even though I have serious doubts about here or number 2, I want to hear your speech. Okay, number 10, it's okay if you want to vote against me. But as you say, statistically, I haven't been Mafia in ages. Ages
More
at
likely
least.
you are
Warning,
No,
Mr.
because I wouldn't be
President.
good at it.
10
That's why
seconds.
it's like, didn't make any sense. So if you read, please quiet. Otherwise, we're gonna lose another player. All right?
And your time is up. Thank you, Miss Phoenix. Before we go in further, I would like to tell you your warnings. Mr. Fox, 2 warnings. Mr. President, 2 warnings. Miss Frenchy, a minute.
Oh, this is okay. I'm gonna support the nomination of player number 9, not because of the sign of the sheriff, because I also interpreted the sign of the sheriff, asking other people, is there another sheriff? The only reason why I'm like against you a bit is because of your speech. Like your first speech, you said, player number 7, you're bad. I just don't know, like, I don't think you've ever played with player number 7, and that was your first speech, and you just played it, like, spoke for 1 minute, and you technically said he's bad. So that was my first little warning, and then last speech, it was a bit weird. You also, like, voted against the sheriff. So for me, at the moment, you're the darkest player on this table. Obviously, I don't think 3 would have committed suicide, so I believe
10 seconds.
3 was good. Miss Reggie definitely said she heard noises, but I don't know, but like she also said that she heard noises, so I don't think I
And
can.
your time is up. Thank you, Miss Frenchy. Mr. Ross, a minute.
Okay, I'd like to nominate player number 4, just to keep things sort of balanced, so that because Mr. Hemlock is red, so I want to hear what Mr. Hemlock has to say, and then I think it'll probably be a toss-up between Miss Phoenix and Mr. Fox. I guess I wasn't a real fan of Miss Phoenix's talk, because it was just like, again, it was like throwing a lot of shade through one sign. Like, yeah, the sheriff sign, it could mean a lot of things, right? Like, it could just be a question, it could be anything. Like, it just seemed like a little bit heavy on it for me. Like, there wasn't a lot of other analysis in that speech. Miss Frenchy, you, again, like, from the beginning, have been very genuine. Your speeches have all made sense so far, at least to me. And yeah, I'll be interested to see what Mr. Hemlock has to say. And yeah, I guess that's where I'm at the moment. Pass.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Mr. Hamlet, a minute.
Just to start off, Mafia going to try to kill me next because I've checked, so no one say my number. I am Mr. Hemlock, okay? Now, I'm obviously the check player. He's been against me. Like he said, he heard noises. And what I think he did sheriff because he was like, okay, I'm going to reveal. And then no one believed me, so he's just like, oh no, I was just asking. He can't stop fidgeting. His whole speech is odd. He did such a big analysis on 2. I missed that about 7, but it's just nothing makes sense there. So he's obviously the dark. So I'm supporting the nomination of 9. It's either then like so the votes for 6 was 3, 2, 9, 7. So I believe there's a second Mafia somewhere in here. Honestly, I'm not liking how reluctant you've been against 9. Like, it seems so obvious to me, so
10
I'm just going
seconds.
to keep that in mind. And you've still been signaling to him now, but this round is very clear. Get rid of 9, and you can believe me because I've been checked.
And your time is up. Thank you, Mr. Hamlock. Mr. Fox, a minute.
Is anybody else the sheriff? Because if there's not, we've lost the game. Because next round I'm going to be gone, and then they're going to murder 8, supposedly is checked, and they've got 3 Mafia on the table, and we've lost the game. The fact that someone who's supposedly red is going so hard against me with what I believe is completely bunk logic means I'm prepared to walk away from this game just to see what the outcome is, because I am in fact red, I'm not Mafia. City have lost. If these 2 are in alliance
One
and they're
job to
that
not say my
incorrect,
number. And
Warning,
you didn't do
Mr.
it.
Hamlock.
I can get more warnings.
We're gonna see
Second
that.
warning, Mr.
So
Hamlock.
you're gonna see that you're wrong, and I perhaps played incorrectly at the start of the round, but I gauged off of 5 an opinion on 3 and then went with it. I never overly talked about 2. I
10
analysed him
seconds.
for all of 10 seconds. And then I voted for 6 because generally half the table agreed, that's why we voted. So if you want to vote me, that is...
And your time is up. Thank you, Mr. Fox. Mr. President, a minute.
So you said you were prepared to walk away? Okay, do it and then we vote for 4. Alright, well, I'm gonna vote for 9 this round and then next round I vote for number 4 and then number 2 after, so pass.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Coach, a minute.
I'm gonna go with I believe that you're red. I believe the 5 is red. I'm sorry, I can't use numbers, but I'm gonna go with you. I don't particularly believe that 9 is Mafia. I'm not 100% convinced. Last time I did play like one day with him, and I think I was Mafia and he wasn't, and then we were duking it out for trying to convince everyone who it was. So I know there was a bit of bad blood there. But I'm a little concerned about, I don't know whether it's 7 or 4, because I noticed that there was some of the people's speeches they skipped over 7 and then went back to him after, and then some of his like logic is he's just teaming up with the 2 that he knows are red, because I think he's hoping to get you guys on his side, so I'm not 100% convinced. However, I still believe that 4 is Mafia. I'll vote for 9.
10 seconds.
And then, I don't know, also a bit worried about that, because he's always a chaos agent. Pass.
Thank you, Mr. Coach. It's time to cast your votes. No gesturing is allowed. Please put your elbows over the table. There are 2 people for elimination, number 9 and number 4. I'll repeat, number 9 and number 4. Who would like to vote for elimination of player number 9? 6 votes. Other players vote for number 4. Number 9, your last minute.
Okay, so if 3 was a Mafia, then there's only 2 left, and I'm strongly suspecting it's 5. If 8 is checked, I think it might be 5 and 10 or 5 and 6. 5 and 7. But if there is in fact 3 Mafia left, good game. I'm interested to see who it is. Pass.
Let's say goodbye to player number 9 who's leaving our table, and I declare the stop of the game and the victory of Mafia. Mafia was player number 5, player number 7, Mafia Don player number 4, Sheriff player number 6.
That is insane. That's a good game. Good job.